Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Pietro Joe. I'm an 18-year-old kid from Myanmar who's trying to get into organic dropshipping and make things work. And this is week 2 of my journey. So let's dive straight into what I did this week, how it turned out, and what I've learned. So I have this Google Docs on screen here, basically going through everything I did and the results and the metrics. So the product that I'm currently running, I'm only running one product right now while I'm waiting for another one to arrive, is this Poo plushie. Now, if you're into organic dropshipping yourself, you'll have seen this plushie on your burner everywhere, right? It's been run for a couple years now. I think it started at around 2021. It died out around late 2023. A couple people made a lot of money with this, but no one's basically running it. So I thought, who cares? I saw this at my local shop with like a 2-day delivery time, so I just got it and see, there's really no pain in testing it out. But yeah. So my strategy was to test this product for a total of 2 weeks and to post 5 videos a day, so a total of 14 days. And 5 videos a day across those 14 days would equate to a total of 140 posts in total, or 70 distinct posts, because I'm spreading my videos across both TikTok and Instagram. And the goal of this entire challenge was to try to go viral. And my definition of viral was achieving at least 10,000 views or more on a singular TikTok or Instagram video. And if I was able to get 1,000 followers or close to 1,000 followers by around that 150 post mark, I would continue running the product whether or not it converted. So like I said here, the whole point of running this product was to test virality and to pass the 1,000 view jail set by the Bonfire Diffuser, which, if you watch my first video, which you should go ahead and do, is the first product that I ran. And the desired outcome is just some reassurance that virality is achievable and that my targeting and my algorithm setup is working and everything. So I posted many videos during this time span, but the most important videos was the split test that I performed from the 10th of February to the 13th of February. So across 3 days, I posted 8 different videos with 2 different video hooks and 4 different text hooks. So 4 videos had one video hook and the other 4 had a different video hook. And in each of those groups of videos, I would have 4 different text hooks. So the angle that I used to film this product was basically this kind of shareable format where I would throw this plushie down the stairs and then I would add some sad videos like it on the street, looking at pictures of its ex, which was just like Paulina plushie. And then I would also throw some water at it, make it sleep, stuff like that, something sad, just different scenarios of this plushie being sad. And my primary video hook was throwing it down the stairs, right? So I would have this plushie here, if you can imagine. I'll put a video up on screen, but I would basically throw it down the stairs as a hook for the first 2-3 seconds. So, hoping that people will want to see how the plushie fell, or it would be in some way satisfying, so they would keep watching. So that's basically the hook that I ran initially, but I tried a different hook where it was just the plushie on a street and I was zooming in, so the people were not bored who were watching. So I would place this plushie in the middle of the street, and then I would walk in from some distance and just zoom in on the plushie. So those were the 2 different video hooks that I tested. So I posted 4 videos each for each clip hook, and the 4 text hooks I used were: firstly, me without you; secondly, life without that one person; thirdly, me without that one person; and fourthly, me on February 14th. Now, the reason that I'm testing this kind of video angle is because it's highly shareable content. You'll see how it's performing and why I still believe this is the way to go in the future. So it's highly shareable content because, me without you, life without that one person, it incentivizes viewers to share the video. So for example, me without you, maybe they have a family member or a friend or a loved one that they miss or they feel empty without. They'll just go ahead, save the video, maybe favorite it for later or share it through TikTok, however. But it basically boosts engagement because the more shares you get, TikTok just wants to help you make your video go viral. So the first video, which was the stairs hook, all four of the stairs video got 1,001 views, 839 views, 816 views, 962 views, 958 views, 889, 876, and 845 views, with the lowest viewed video being 816 views and the highest viewed video being 1,001 views. So we had one video break the 1,000 view barrier, and we had a couple videos approaching that limit. So from this, I concluded that videos with this sequence of clips and this kind of text hook failed to go viral, with the highest viewed video overall being at about 2,000 views. This was not included in the split test, by the way. In terms of the split test, the highest, like I mentioned earlier, was at 1,001 views. And the average view count was, across the entire channel, 773 views, with the average for the split test being 898 views. And the reason that I'm adding different averages for the split test was because when I initially started the account, the average views were kind of low. The first video got like 80 views and a couple got like 200 to 300. So yeah, the split test basically signifies the performance of my account as of recently. Now, in order to identify any similarities and differences between the different video metrics like the retention rate, retention graph, the average watch time, and engagement, which includes likes, shares, and favorites, we'll be performing an analysis of 3 distinctly performing videos, which will be my highest viewed video, my least viewed video, and average performing video. So let's first go over the most viewed video, which is sitting at about 2,000 views, but at the time of making this Google Docs, it was around 1,997. So for basically 2,000 views, the video got a total of 284 likes, 11 comments, 230 shares, and 47 favorites. 230 shares for 2,000 views, almost as many shares as likes, which is pretty crazy to me. This is over 10% of a view to share ratio, right? Which is pretty crazy. I've never gotten anywhere close to anything like this, and this is what I believe is the primary reason why this video got as many views as it did. Moving down to more metrics, you can see the average watch time is 5.2 seconds, and the percentage of people who watched the full video is 22.7% of people. I gained 3 new followers, and you can see on the retention graph it's pretty smooth, and on average people watched a total of 58% of my video. For my least viewed video, you can see it got a total of only 339 views. I am not counting the first video, which got like 80 views, because I'm pretty sure that video... Now, moving on to my least viewed video, which is sitting at about 340 views. The reason that I didn't include the initial video, the first video I've ever posted on the account, which got like 80 views, is because you need that video to have at least 100 views for you to be able to analyze the metrics. So we'll be working with what we got, and we're going to analyze this video with 339 views. So for 339 views, it got 20 likes, which is less than a 10% like to view ratio. And we got 1 comment, 5 shares, and 1 favorite. Average watch time 4.1 seconds, which is obviously less than the highest viewed video. And the percentage of people who watched the full video, as well as the viewer retention rate, is also all lower than the initial video we looked over. Now, moving on to the average video, which has... Now, moving on to an average video. Now, an average video for me has anywhere from 900 and 950 views. So I chose the perfect candidate, which was a video that had 934 views and was posted relatively recently. So for 934 views, it got 118 likes, 12 comments, 29 shares, and 21 favorites, with an average watch time of 4.8 seconds, a percentage watch full video of 19.02%, and a retention rate of 53%, which is not that different from my highest viewed video. So using all the metrics I gathered from the TikTok app, here is a table that I created, which basically compares all the different metrics, which includes the total amount of views, likes, comments, shares, saves, or you can also call them favorites, the engagement rate, which is basically likes, comments, shares, and saves combined, the total watch time in seconds, the total watch time in terms of the percentage of the video watched, the full video watched in terms of the percentage of viewers who watched the whole video, and the video length, which just refers to the length of the entire video. Now, from looking at this table, we can observe some very obvious relationships and correlations between these different metrics in the performance of the videos. So initially, I'm going to ignore the likes because the more views a video gets, the more likes it inherently gets. So I'm not going to look too deeply into that. But you can see that comments don't have much of an impact on video performance because the average viewed video got one more comment than the highest viewed video, but it still got less than half the amount of views. So it basically shows that although, yeah, I do believe that comments do help and impact your video's performance to a certain extent, it's not going to drive virality if nothing else is there, right? And shares, wow, shares are very important because this video got 230 shares. Even though my highest viewed video got just a bit more than double the views of the average video, it got almost 10 times the amount of shares. I'd say maybe 8 times around, which is pretty crazy, right? 230 views for 2,000 views is pretty high. It's like, I don't know, 11.5 something percent share rate. For the average video, it's probably closer to like 3.5%. And for the least viewed video, it's like 1% or something. So shares are very, very important, particularly the ratio of shares to views. So if your video gets more than a 10% share to view rate, then I think it's pretty good and your video will get pushed more. In terms of saves, this is also pretty dependent on the performance of the video. The ratios are pretty similar because the most viewed video got 47 favorites. Average video got half the amount of views and also almost half the amount of favorites. So I think that's pretty expected. For the engagement rate, you can see a very, very proportionate and linear relationship. So as the amount of views increases, so does the engagement rate, which is pretty obvious in my opinion. We can also see a very direct relationship between the engagement rate and the number of views. So as you can see, as the number of views increases, so does the engagement rate, which shows that, having a video that has high shareability, some controversy combined really does help you boost the number of views. In terms of the watch time, in both seconds and percentage of the video watched, you can see that there's also a very direct relationship, right? As the amount of views increases, so does the average watch time. And with the percentage of the full video watched, we can also see a very similar direct relationship, whereas the percentage of the video watched increases on average, so does the number of total views. We can see that all three videos had roughly similar video length. The highest viewed one was 8.9 seconds and the other two were at 9.03, but I don't think this had much of an impact. What matters more is the engagement and all the other metrics that we mentioned previously. So what are the key takeaways we can get from this chart? So first of all, there was a clear relationship between the number of views and the watch time and retention rate, which emphasizes the need to have a strong hook or some sort of storytelling plot to keep the readers engaged, right? The second key takeaway is that the view to share ratio has a dramatic impact on video performance. What we can learn from this is that it's better if your video is shareable to a certain extent, because shareability increases engagement rate and it also significantly boosts the video's performance. So, hooks like Me Without You, Life Without That One Person, they were examples of text hooks that were very, very shareable, and which is one of the reasons why that video got such a high share to view ratio. Now, the third and last takeaway is that comments alone do not significantly impact the view count. Now, with all the videos I filmed with this product and the previous product, I've always tried to add some sort of controversy or something funny in the video with hopes that people will comment. For example, I'd show my feed, which sounds pretty cringe to say now that I think about it, but I would, have one of my family members stand weirdly in the background. I would purposefully kick it with full force, and I would show my hands hitting it or, something weird, just in hopes of people, catching it, thinking they're cheeky and just going in the comments and saying, hey, I saw your feed, I saw this, I saw that. But unfortunately, the results show that comments alone do not significantly impact your video's performance if all your other metrics are lacking. So we've seen the data, we've analyzed the videos, we know our key takeaways. But how can we fix this, right? What are the specific implementations I can make in my future videos, and hopefully you can make in your future videos to maximize your video performance? So first of all, maximize watch time and retention because it's directly linked to views. So we can do this by firstly using a strong hook in the first 1 to 2 seconds by starting with an action or an emotional moment or an intriguing question, right? So for example, when I was testing this product, I would start with an action. I would kick it off the stairs, I would throw it off a building, something like that. But there wasn't anything very emotional, or there wasn't any questions or suspense, which is something that I think I could work on. Now, the second key takeaway is to keep the pacing fast and implement engaging cuts. So some of my videos I felt were kind of boring. I wasn't switching clips every single second, and I wasn't switching clips with every single beat drop. Sometimes I just didn't know what to add, so I would slow a clip down so it would fit that time frame and just put in filler clips, right? Which doesn't seem to have much of an impact when you're making the video, but in terms of the viewer experience, it does really make the video quite boring. So yeah, I should make sure I use quicker transitions or pop-up text to maintain viewer attention. Now, the second point is to keep the pacing fast and implement engaging cuts. So, for example, with some of my videos, I wasn't switching clips every second or on every beat drop. So, what happened was, even though I was from the perspective of the person making the video, it didn't seem like such a significant change, but from the viewer's perspective, it makes the video very, very boring. So yeah, using quicker transitions is important, and also try to tell stories using the problem, tension, and resolution structure. So when there's a story and you can kind of bring the users into your world and kind of take them on a journey, a storytelling journey, it really increases watch time and retention rate. That's what I've heard from many other people. And a very, very popular storytelling structure is to start with the problem and then create some tension and some suspense in the middle, and then to end it with a resolution and potentially even a call to action at the end. So the second point is to improve the view to share ratio to encourage virality, as was seen with that 2,000 view video. And we can do this by making emotionally relatable content, right? We can add relatable text captions like the me without you, descriptions, or even incentivize viewers to share in the description or in the comments. We can pin a comment saying something like tag your friends, tag that friend that needs to see this, tag that one person you miss, something like that, right? To incentivize people and viewers to share the video to increase our chances of going viral. Yeah, so this is basically it for the video. Thank you guys for sticking around till the very end. And a quick thank you to everyone who commented and watched my last video and gave me words of support. I really appreciate it. Quite frankly, I didn't even think that video would get more than 10 views, but it ended up getting more than 500. I believe it's now sitting at around 540, 550 views, which is quite surprising to me. So yeah, thank you to all of you who are supporting me on this journey. Also, if you guys have any insights or any advice for me based on the metrics and things I shared in this video, please feel free to go ahead and drop your pieces of advice down in the comment section below. I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, this is it for this video, guys. I'll be back next week with another update. So yeah, this is it for me today. Peace.